Hi everyone, it's Peter from PS Sound. Always I have to introduce myself, even if people can't see me behind the camera. And Lewis with this beautiful Ford F150. We are going public with this video. We had so many videos of your truck, well not so many actually, because last year when we had the 57-minute tune on this truck, we didn't even have time to take a video of your project at the time, at that state. You took a video, didn't you?
Yeah, and we shared it on Patreon.
We shared it on Patreon because it's nice to show finished projects. Not everybody is happy to show their work in progress state as something, you know, is getting built, because nothing happens quick, especially big projects like this. But finally it's, can we say it's finished?
Yeah, for the most part. There's only a few cosmetic things that have nothing to do with the
the major part is now done.
system. Yeah,
Your wife gets her husband back.
she does. Oh man,
She's gonna be the first opening a bottle of champagne. Because last year this truck was in a pretty good state, and even with that 57-minute tune, quite a few people heard it here in Vegas and they were well surprised. But now, yeah, Lewis went a step further when he heard that I was coming here to do the training, and 2 months craziness, roughly.
2 months of really crazy, probably 3 of collecting new materials, collecting the new drivers, electronics and everything, amplifiers that we were going to, even the micro precision amplifiers, those took like a month and a half to get here. Yeah, after
true.
you ordered them. So
okay, let's walk through it. Let's show to the guys what your truck has, because many people have this truck on the road. Many people want to have a great system in it. Yes, again, as many people know from PS Sound channel, yeah, we don't do the simple things, and that's where people get inspired to build something special, something that's beyond, you know, the average. And this is way beyond average now. This is a crazy system. So Lewis has a 3-way front end with an additional front sub, plus rear subs as well, and differential rear fill, which actually I just made a preset today for running them normal as well when there are rear passengers, or if you want to freak out, because now you can freak out with crazy club levels. So I'll just jump in quick, then I'll show what's happening here. You had quite a few setups in this car, or was it just the hybrid L3 SE that you had in the pillars before?
the first time in the pillars I had, it was everything, hybrid audio and scans ring radiator tweeters, and those were both here, right here in the pillar, facing kind of like
More off axis.
more off axis. Yeah.
And I don't even know when we started to have discussions about how to take this system further.
So I think when you announced that you were going to San Jose last year, we talked about the possibility of you, if I wasn't going to be, whether I made it over to where you were going to be or you coming down to Vegas, we talked about what are...
Yeah, because at that time you were even thinking about joining the training to have the knowledge and the control to be able to tune, but you had an injury and that did not help.
Knee surgery.
Yeah, and that's why I ended up... We had a gap. We knew we had a gap with Mrs. We didn't know how we would use that time. And that's when the crazy idea came to pop down to Vegas, and then we did what we did. We had a lot of fun, and then we did the 57-minute tune on this truck, because by then you changed the mid-range and the tweeter.
Yeah, so we discussed as you were like getting ready for traveling and doing all these crazy things. I would send you pictures of the
because you rebuild the pillars.
The pillars.
Wing. I will go to the other side as well, then people will see it from the other side too. I don't think I have to explain how beautiful job you made, because I think it's pretty obvious even through the camera.
Thank you.
Very tidy, especially paint finish. I would absolutely hate paint finish. You did this textured finish while keeping the handle and everything.
Yeah, because in these trucks, unless you use the F-150, unless you change to the Expedition pillar,
Mhm.
which this is detachable, then you can wrap it. But on these, it's like you either cut and start getting into all those craziness, or you just do the one piece like it comes from factory. And at that point, you can't really do any upholstery around it, so you have to try to find something that's.
It will be very tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even sure how we ended up choosing the MSS3, other than I absolutely love those speakers, especially for the price. It's not that there are no better speakers, but for that money, I'm looking forward to anybody suggesting me a better driver, because that 4-inch speaker from Steg is, yeah.
I knew I wanted Steg because the reason why we wanted to change from hybrid is hybrid was giving me issues here at the Sun with, like, you know, not like it sounds, it's a good speaker, but just under this Vegas condition it wasn't lasting very long. I think I was on my 3rd set already, and I said I need something that just lasts a little bit longer. And that's when we were talking Steg, and we just didn't know which Steg we were going to be able to fit there. And you asked, can you fit a 4-inch there? And I said,
yeah, because then you wouldn't leave anything on the table. You know, we would know that this driver does everything. It can play low if it needs to play low for good mid-bass integration. They can take more power. They can run wideband. They can do many things, and they look pretty nice too. It's actually pretty well matching your interior, all the
I got some
chrome accents. And yeah, you could squeeze it in. It's not a small speaker. Did we send you the printed ring at the time, or you got something?
Yeah, so
because the bezel is really nice and thin.
Yeah, so that's what this local guy Bradley Smith, he helped me. He
printed.
Yeah,
as well as for the tweeters.
Yeah, so you sent the driver. I think I took the driver to him. He measured it, or he went online and got the physical measurements, and he did a 3D model.
Yeah, it turned out well.
Yeah, and we had it printed. Obviously, because it was made for me, and he knew that we weren't going to be upholstering that pillar.
And you left a small gap.
Yeah, there was only a small gap.
Countersunk. Yeah,
texture, so it looks nice.
It's really tidy. Then the tweeter.
That was another discussion.
That was the time when we already had the prototypes for these Mundorfs.
Yeah.
And I told you that, you know, if you don't like it, don't worry, I'll take it back.
Yeah, as you did. Yeah.
Then you shut the door just a bit, so I can just fold it a touch. Yeah, and we can show. So yeah, this is the PS Sound version without faceplate. We did few little modifications to the AMTU range, and actually this is the 3.1. Well, it's based on the 3.1 because many people only find the 1.1, and yeah, people have to hear these tweeters. I can't really explain. I mean, I can, and there will be many videos upcoming in the future because we will use many of these tweeters, that's for sure. Some people may get bored of these tweeters, but when you hear them, and if you're looking for something special that has that clarity, transiency, and micro detail, then you might just stop searching. What would you get instead of these?
Nothing. To be honest, I had, I don't know, I think those scans that I had before for the money, they were like even a killer bang, and you were pretty honest. You were like, listen, there's nothing wrong with those tweeters. And I said, well, what can we get that's gonna make a difference? And you said, the only thing that's gonna be a clear upgrade from what you have would be this. And you were super honest. You were like, if you don't like him, I'll take him with me after I leave. And so I was like, well, there's nothing to lose then. And then once I heard him, I was like, yeah, you're not taking him back.
Especially after the 57-minute tune.
Yeah. No,
that was funny.
Let's just say that I've never gone into a car after having these and said, oh, I wish I had.
Yeah, you didn't get surprised.
Yeah, I've never desired to have anything else.
But last year we had one letdown, that mid bass.
Yeah.
Mid bass was always an issue, and now, as many of people have heard about your progress, and some people have seen this door. Even a few days ago we had a meeting and they saw the work in progress. Well, we took the car to the West Coast Finals as well, where this still just looked like a I don't know what to call it. Well, it was progress. It was a box. It was literally a wooden plywood box attached to the door, but then it had to be integrated, blended in, sanded, shaped, trimmed, and then protective grille. So, are you gonna find it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a very nervous moment to cut the door card because people don't know where to start, how far to go. And Lewis also cut the door first just straight down, and then he could see that he wouldn't have enough airspace.
That's what it looked like when we took it to the...
Yeah. It was in that state when we took it to the finals. Yep. And then after probably like 20 hours of work, roughly, it turned out to be something like this. We have to blend it to nice shapes and lines.
You can see I had left it here, push it down all the way here, and we had to cover that space anyways. I just didn't know what was going to be the actual final layout. And then you said, we'll figure that out when I get there and I actually get to see the door. We'll figure it out, and then this is where you came up with this. We're gonna bring it here.
It's definitely very presentable now. And then the grills. We were debating how to protect the speakers because, yeah, people get in and out, jump in and out, and those stereo integrity TM8s have aluminum. Is that the right way to pronounce aluminum?
Yeah.
In American way, because it's aluminium.
Aluminum.
They have aluminum. Cool. There you go. And they can get dented very easily. It's not forgiving, so it definitely needs protection if it's in the door. Because before it was a door application, and we even shared before and after measurements, what it performed like, what it measured like when it was in the door, and what it does now in the box. We have very valuable RTA evaluations on Patreon, so if some of you are really crazy and you want to understand what difference it makes, plus in that video Lewis well described his own experience as well, having them in the door. Because yeah, you soundproofed everything, you did everything possible, but it was still buzzing, rattling, flexing.
This was the door, this was the door that had crazy sound treatment. Even like at one point I ran out of battery, and I tried to open the car, and there was so much detonating that even the lock wouldn't go up because I detonated everything, and there were still rattles coming out of it. Seriously.
Yeah. And the box just changed it. It's clean, tight bass, no resonances. So yeah, that's the solution for tight, accurate kick bass. If you can't do kicks, because in this car, kicks is not that it's impossible, but that's a big sacrifice. And then, you know, yes, now Lewis has done a fair amount of modification, but it's not. If you sit in the car, it still looks like OEM plus. It's not out of place. It really blends in, and that was a very important thing for him when it comes to the actual cosmetics. But we wanted to go further, and I told you that, you know, you need not just solid mid-bass installation, but you need a front sub as well. So that was fun. It wasn't, but he made it, and again, even that turned out amazing. Where did you get that carpet from, which looks very OEM? Did you go to that same shop?
The same shop has
Okay.
it, yeah.
There's an amazing shop here in Vegas, an automotive trimming shop. They had everything. We went there to find this vinyl. We got the sample book. We went out and we found the one that's closest to the plastic, because this is plastic.
Yeah.
But the texture of it is really close. And we were hoping they would have it on stock, and the old fella was like, yeah, we have like 99% of the things on stock. I'm like, holy shit.
He was pretty proud to say that. He was like,
but they had huge space. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff, and he walked back hell knows where, and he got it
to the back. That's where they had that carpet like way in the back, and it's like it just keeps
carries on. Yeah, amazing place. If only we had places like that in UK. And it was 1 flow meter of this vinyl was like what, $19,
$18, yeah. $18 for a
18.
yard.
Yeah, crazy. So that was an amazing deal. This front sub box, how big it is? What did it come to? You remember?
0.58.
It's almost 0.6 cubic foot with a JL 10 TW3, which does an amazing job. Quite many people got surprised when they actually realized what's running up front as a front sub. People think that JL doesn't make, good enough subs drivers for SQ, but the reality is that the biggest part of the outcome is the installation than the tuning. So these drivers are very happy in a small sealed enclosure. That's a good starting point. They can play stupidly low. That's another good point. And then they can take hell of a lot of power.
Yeah.
And they have plenty of output. So yes, okay, maybe it's not one of the uber accurate drivers, but I've heard many cars where the bass is nowhere so well integrated and tight like in this truck, and it doesn't require expensive, crazy high-end drivers for that. It just needs good system design and good installation. Actually, it's quite an experience to sit on passenger side. I had quite a few hours sitting there in the last days, and when you have your feet resting each side of the sub, it gives such a massage when the volume is up high too, that it's quite interesting. You haven't tried it yet, but it is an experience. You have to tell your missus to try it.
Oh, she will.
So that's the front end. You have a crazy dash screen integration, which is a factory option for these, which looks mega. But you have that. We haven't even tried it to play music.
That's outputting optical out through the Pack Amp Pro, but we're not using it. Pretty much, we're just using it for.
Yeah, you have the FIO M11. Which one is it? The M11.
M11 Plus Limited.
The Plus Limited, and that's mine. That's my normal Limited. The Plus Limited is a bit bigger.
They have the Plus ESS. Yeah, they have the Plus ESS and the Plus Limited. The only difference is the chip. But honestly, how we're using it.
Yeah, we are running out coax. We have a coax cable there, which is not plugged in now. And then that's the main source with the conductor, because we have a Helix DSP. If I'm on this side, then we show the back end from this side. And yeah, that's the mad thing. The people don't even know where the rear sub is, and it's not raised. This is factory seating height, right?
Yeah, factory seating.
So this is an MTI prefab box, isn't it?
Prefab box, yeah, $300.
That goes all the way across, and it has the same JR subs here at the back, just two of them. And this goes to the other side, and we can show it. Does it tip easily?
Huh?
Does the sub tip up easily? So I can.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, actually it does.
Oh, and then we will show those beauties as well, like that way. Oh, careful, cable. So yeah, that simple, nothing over the top. It's that simple MDF box, trimmed with the same subs. And again, I never expected subs to play that low from a relatively short cabin. It's a big cabin, but compared to like long station wagons, where you can get really great extension at the bottom end because of the distance. Here the subs are pretty much at the same distance at the back than at the front, and we still get great loading. Yes, I had to do some crazy EQ work. I think we have like 13 or 15 band of EQ to get the response correct and accurate, and we can push the bottom end as well, and they just take it down to 20 Hz. They are linear in the cabin, and many people get shocked because when they put the pressure down on the floor, it shakes the car as well without any resonances, and when it drops you feel it through the seat as if, I don't know, we had way larger drivers, and they have great output. Quite many people were jealous that, you know, you have two little subs and then your output, your transfer function in this cabin is, well, you're not trying to play from the back of a car, from a trunk, whether it's a hatchback or a sedan. This is straight in the cabin, and that's why we have so great output too. So that part is simple, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Why would we need fancy box for that? And that's the latest addition. So last year Lewis had an M4 Helix M4 DSP.
Yeah.
That was the brain of the system with 4 amplified channels and 6 more outputs. And
I was limited on inputs. I can only use one optical in, and then if I wanted to use the DAP.
that wasn't the main reason why you changed it though.
No, that wasn't the main reason, but it was like one of those reasons where I was like, okay, so that's an issue. Because in order for me, same with everything, in order for me to make any upgrades, I need to be able to justify the investment and justify, is it worth doing it? So at that point, I knew that also, well, that little thing is like pretty amazing for the price.
For what it cost,
is,
yeah, it was great, and the
really
system
good.
still sounded great. But of course, now it was the moment of one of those moments that, you know, if I upgrade, what's worth doing and what can I fit also, because in this truck that's a big factor. And that's when I said to try the Micro Precision 5 series stereo amps. Then you were a bit worried that, Pete, is there going to be enough power?
Yeah.
Because on paper they are rated at 85 watts at
85,
4 ohm.
90, I think they've updated to 90.
Yeah,
Same
at
thing.
12 volts. But the crazy thing is that I keep telling it to everybody, and I will have content coming from Thomas's manufacturing warehouse, where one of these amplifiers was on bench on 15 volt power supply, and it was doing 133 at the same super low 0.00 something distortion level. So it has plenty of output, and I don't think anybody has mentioned that this truck cannot go loud enough. Rather the opposite. Actually, it's
Loud. Everybody says we don't listen that loud. It definitely.
well, we can.
Yeah,
We can.
They definitely have plenty of power.
So those are for mid and tweet,
Yeah.
but now
Tweeters and mid-range here.
yes, it's always questionable whether people run one for left, one for right. Told to Luis he doesn't have to worry about channel separation. If anything, this way, left and right channels definitely run exactly the same way, although Thomas built these amplifiers crazy and the signal flow is exactly the same, even inside the board. The way the signal goes in and out, it uses exactly the same layout, so the path for every single speaker cable is exactly the same. Yeah, he's pretty
Have independent.
meticulous about.
On this one, you have independent gain for left and right. So if you wanted to do left,
Mid,
tweeter, mid,
left,
and
yep.
left, you can still do it. Maybe that would be the only, now that I have installed them, and because of the way that I had to, because of my specific setup here,
Yep.
the only thing that would, to me, would make a big difference is the fact that I could have just ran speakers this way and this way. Now they're
Yeah, yep.
kind of like
Yep, yep.
claws. That was the only disadvantage that I see so far, that it was just a matter of installation, but that could change if you have the amps facing a different way or whatever.
Well, now it's
Just-
done.
Yeah.
It works. Only thing you have to figure out how to put the seat belt
The seat
hook back,
belt,
because that.
yeah, because it was running through here, so there might be, I might need just to modify the bracket, and that's
Yep.
it. That's one of the things that we have to figure it out.
Yeah, because the rest of the gear is behind here. I think it's open, actually. So that's where the rest of the gear is. And this is where you used to have the M4 DSP, right?
Yeah. M4 DSP was there. This amplifier, the ARC 1200 6 channel, was in the center, and then this was over here.
Mhm.
So I had to play a little bit, shave a little bit of this metal here so that there's no rubbing when I pull the seat up. Play with amplifier location.
Because you have to add an extra monoblock as well.
Yeah, so this monoblock now is
The
running
GL
the
XD
600.
600/1. Yeah.
That's running the front sub. The ARC audio now, it's because the mid bass is 4 ohm, not 2, so I decided to run channel 1 and 2, 1 through 4 bridge for the mid bass.
Yep.
And then 5 and
6.
6 run the rear fill. This is a hybrid audio Unity amp 1000 watts at 2 ohms, I think it is, and that's running the rear subs. And then
Ultra S.
the Ultra S.
Ultra S, that's power distribution here.
That one has the Bluetooth module, and
Yep.
I think that's the only thing that we did to it.
Yep. Yeah, Stinger RCAs, nice and simple. Then you have the SMD power supplies with crazily oversized power cables, just like Americans like it.
Yeah. honestly, the crazy thing is that I went to buy 0 gauge, and that's 2 watt feeding from the battery. And the only reason why I got that cable was because it was on sale, so it was like half the price as buying regular
Yep.
price 0 gauge.
And we have to speed up because you gotta go, right?
Yeah, but you can stay here. You
Okay.
Can stay, finish.
Although there's not much to say about this because we went through the system. Other than the rear fill, he has a Blem coax, not much else. Yeah, because Lewis has to go to work, and I may try to find time to try to record a couple of songs for you guys. Again, demo videos are just for inspiration. Don't take it seriously like it's a reference. Sometimes the phone and the microphone records better than another time. I can't control it. It is what it is. People have to hear these systems, but at least this way, when you see what others can achieve in a certain car, especially when you have the same car, then it can give you ideas and inspiration how to approach things. A few other things that I can mention that he did was getting rid of the flaps, because here at the back somewhere you have the pressure flaps and they can create noise, especially when you turn the bass up properly. So he got rid of the flaps and then covered that with rain guard foam, so no moisture can come in. But then that way we have nothing rattling in this car now, no matter how crazy loud we go, other than, oh yeah, that middle section, that window can slide, and here we would have to squeeze something in because, as you can see, it has a bit of a flex that can buzz from the rear subs. But other than that, everything is solid in the car now because he had really good treatment everywhere. A lot of foam, like in there as well. You can see he has foam behind panels, and yeah, this truck is now amazing. Absolutely amazing. It really does everything that I always preach about. Tightness, accuracy, staging, all the little things, all the micro details, and it can slam as well. This truck has the output capability to create concert levels, which not everybody wants, but many people is really looking to get that, and they can't get that. So if you are in Vegas, then I'm sure you will see Lewis here and there. Then you can listen to this truck, because unfortunately I cannot bring cars to the US. It's not that easy, but at least I can help now many people around the world. I don't even know where we are on Patreon, hundreds and hundreds of members that I help, and many people build their own systems because some people have the skills, some people actually like doing it, and some people just don't have any other option because they don't have shops around them and they can't deliver the car to great distances just to leave it there for months to get it built, or they don't have the funds for it, so they got to do it themselves. And with a bit of help, then crazy things like this can happen, can come together. So this is it. I'm going to leave this video here. Check out the description. I'm going to drop links there to the PS Sound Patreon channel, as well as to Eddie's separate Patreon channel where he shares the long fabrication videos. We have those in a separate tier in the PS Sound Patreon channel as well, so you can see step-by-step guides how to do fabrication. You can see weekly topics you can learn a lot from. We have RTO evaluations, we have all sorts of crazy stuff. So that's it. Vegas has a wicked system. We just have to put stickers on it now. That's the only thing that's left, right?
Huh?
We just need stickers on it.
Stickers, yeah.
Stickers.
I asked you to bring some and you didn't.
I didn't say I didn't.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I got the shirt though.
So this is it, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing many more projects around the world coming together like this. This is definitely an amazing moment, and it will be amazing for many of you to hear something like this. And yeah, we just rock on, get better and better systems everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.